Hey there, everybody. Welcome, welcome. It is I, Dr. Jason Pape, chiropractor extraordinaire, bringing you education, information, motivation, inspiration on the regular. It is Tuesday night, and it is time for a live. So, welcome everyone on here. For those of you who've never seen me before, please put a number one in the comments below. Let me know you're watching from. If you have seen me before and have come back for more, please put a number two in the comments below. For those of you who don't know me, again, Dr. Jason Pape. I am a chiropractic functional medicine practitioner here in New York. And one of my goals is constantly bring education, information on the regular. If you'd like a little bit more, let me put some captions on here real quick. So if you'd like to share the live, we'd love to see that. Share our live. That'd be great. And if you are joining us now, please say hello in the chat. And if you're watching live or in replay, we appreciate it. So this is me, Dr. Jason Pape, chiropractor, owner of the Vitality Center, a full-scale one-stop holistic shop here on Long Island in New York. We're broadcasting live on YouTube and Facebook, and we'll be on all these socials later. If you want to know how to follow us more, here is our link tree. You can follow us on all the socials. So I have a very special live for everyone tonight. I'm so excited. So tonight, I'm bringing on a very special person near and dear to me who I've known for, 20 years almost now. So I do a lot of, in my life as a chiropractor and functional medicine practitioner, we do a lot of supplementation and use of things like that. And there's a lot of companies that I use and I trust. And, you do a lot of research, you get to know these companies, you get to trust what brands, will bring you, you can use optimally with your patients and know you're going to get good results. And there's a level of, trust that you have. But this new company that I'm sort of carrying that just launched a few months ago, it's called Biologent. We're going to learn more about that tonight because I have a level of faith in this company that I can't have at any other company simply because of the person behind it, who I'm going to bring on with you very shortly. And her name is Dr. Monika Buerger, and she is my mentor, friend, and I can't wait for you all to meet her. And if you all thought I was smart, you haven't met this woman. It makes me look like a dummy. So she is brilliant, and she'll share some knowledge. But she is the chief science officer for this company. And so when I tell you she's the one creating the formulation, she's the one doing the research, and she's talking about research, crazy stuff. And she will make sure that everything is based on research with the most synergistic qualities to get the best result. And I know she's sourcing cleanly too. So there's a level of trust that I have with other companies that I can't even think to have like at this level with her. So it's probably the most trustful company I could ever find. So for those of you who don't know, I'm gonna give you a little intro. All right, so she is the founder of the Academy of Neurodevelopmental Practices. So I'm part of that, not a founder or a runner of it, but I'm a member. She also, she's in private practice for over 34 years. She's been lecturing nationally and internationally. I've followed her many times for over 25 years, teaching and mentoring for over 25 years. And she's been a mentor to me, for almost 20 years now. And, the author, and she's also finishing up her master's in neuroscience at King's College in London, a very prestigious university because she just never stopped learning. And she's also chief science officer for Biologent. So Biologent, that company I was just mentioning, it's a newly launched supplement company by 3 women, including Monika, where, and I quote, "We know that your genes don't define you," right? We focus, and end quote, "We focus on clean products that are driven by research and take into account neurology, biology, and nutrition." Really important stuff. Your genes, right, don't define you, right? It's not just about what your gene snap is or things like that. It's about the person underneath. Yes, that's important. That's helpful information, but it's about the person underneath and how we can help redefine that person with many different things, including good supplementation. So without further ado, I will introduce you to my good friend, mentor, and big sis, Monika Buerger. There she is.
Hello.
And there she is. Hi, everyone. Say hi to Monika.
Hello, everybody. Hello from Idaho.
Yes, Idaho Falls, in the beautiful home she has right on a little creek there.
Yeah.
for those of you who've never seen Monika before, please drop a 3 in the comments below. Say hi, see where you're watching from. I'm so excited to have her on here and let everyone out there on Facebook and YouTube and everywhere else that follows me to get to know and meet you a little bit on our thing here.
Well, thanks for having me. Anything for you, my little brother. And he is brilliant, you guys. He's absolutely bloody brilliant.
Well, I thank you for that. But,
and you keep me on my toes. You always make me level up for the neck, like that fun class we had this morning, all on hormones.
Yeah,
high level deep dig into hormones.
Awesome stuff. I never stop learning with Monika, and I really appreciate her taking the time and her busy schedule. You can see it's not like she has anything to do.
Oh my!
Traveling extensively, doing school. I have papers to get done. I get it. But I really was excited to bring you on for a lot of reasons, but partially to talk about biology because it's so new and it's so nice for people to maybe learn more about it. So
and
maybe
it's so amazing.
So maybe just give a little bit of background about what made you want to do this company, why now, whatever you want to say.
I think there's no coincidences. I think it was serendipitous. I have known one of the founders for, since I moved to Idaho, 15 years or so. So the other two women, Gina Stevenson and Janae Standiford, are amazing, brilliant, beautiful women. I could not have asked for a better connection. And they have both been in the supplementation, nutrition, behind the scenes world for couple decades combined. And they have very high standards. And that's a key thing for me. Ethics, morals, high standards. And they, like all of us, have seen behind the scenes some things that maybe didn't resonate with us. And so in their brilliance, they decided to branch out and start this company and asked me to be a part of it. And I had zero hesitation.
Awesome.
I love the camaraderie. I love the mission. I love our message. And it's been an absolute blast because you know how weird my brain is, Jason.
Not weird. Really.
I love taking all these complex cases and biochemistry and neurology and nutrition, and I pull it together. And so literally when we're formulating a supplement, I'm researching it for sometimes months.
Believe it.
Because it's just really, it's really important to me that we get it as right can be. And so, we have the one that I was most excited for, but now it's like hard to tell which one I'm most excited for, was our Tribiotic Complete.
Oh.
It's a pre, pro, and postbiotic. But yes, there it is right there.
We're back.
The green bottle. I've been talking about the gut for God, how long now? 25,
Forever.
30, forever. And, so we can't.
Before other people were talking about the gut.
Yeah. I have been a little bit, I tend to have been in my career about a decade ahead of the science traditionally, and from the neuro world to the nutritional world. And so I've been talking about the gut forever, and the brain-gut connection. Actually, the brain-gut immune sensory axis, the whole connection. And so, so I was excited to, guys are so tech savvy with all this stuff.
I'm moving it around, but I figured what I can do while you do this is go to that.
There we go. Awesome. Yeah, there's a pre.
I figure, why not?
Yeah, awesome, perfect. So, I spent, I don't know how many months researching the ingredients that we put in there, because I really wanted to make what we call as a psychobiotic, right? The brain, the mind, and the gut. So it's just kind of been my baby.
No,
and then it went from, then it just, then we have other products as well.
Well, let's talk about this one a little bit. So we pull this right out for sight. So, but it modulates that gut-brain immune axis, like you said. And this is, I guess, some of the high points about what it says. I don't know if I can read that all from here. But
well, obviously, it's gonna protect the gut barrier, or what we call the tight junctions. So people have heard a lot of leaky gut, and leaky gut is basically when you have a chronic inflammatory load in the gut, the little junctions, the gating mechanisms that should, on all of us, they open and they close.
right.
But when they open and stay open is when the bad juju, the bad stuff from the gut, can get out and start to meander, get in the bloodstream, and then we have. We have consequences, especially on the brain. Right. So we have gut barrier, we have cognitive boost. We use very specific strains. So in probiotics, we have genus, species, and strains. It's the strains that we're finding can make a big difference. We use very specific strains that can target different aspects of brain health. You affect the brain, you affect stress, you affect mood, you affect sleep. It's a whole
right
ball game.
Well, me, you're preaching to the choir, but I want our viewers to obviously learn. And what I find Monika's shown us many times, and she probably has it right now, that she probably has 40 browsers open with different research articles on it, right? To show us, I'm just saying, but like
I think I have 82 right now.
Oh, only 82. So. And before she was bringing it to bear for Biogen, it's also been there to help, help develop young minds or not so young minds like mine to learn. So, I mean, the level of research that you do just for your own stuff and for your patients and for the doctors that you mentor, and you brought all that to bear right on this product line. So, like, there's I don't think anyone's doing research like you are. So, I think it's
well, you know what? You just made me think of a good thing, because really, when I formulating this, I don't know how many months I took, but actually with all of these supplements, I'm taking my last, 34 plus years of practice and nutritional work and putting it into these. So it really is a labor of love, of a lot of years of love.
But we had a couple of people say "Han," like my nutritionist Michelle, if you remember, she says hello, and some other people are waiting.
Hello.
And while you're all watching here, if anyone wants to drop a question in the chat, I can feed it to Monika. I don't know if you can see it on your end. And if you'd like to share this out, anyone, feel free. Put this on your page, by messaging the group, in a post, whatever. Let's get some other eyeballs on this. Learn more about this amazing new product line from this amazing young lady with me tonight. So,
oh my God!
This slide is good for you, Monika, or do you want me to make it bigger? Or?
No, I'm good. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. They don't need to see my.
No. So the next thing on the list was the berberine. You want to talk about that next?
Oh, my Burb Plus, my berberine. So a little bit about myself is I grew up with a plethora of health issues. Mine was kind of reversed. A lot of people these days, their health starts to decline the older they get and the more stress they've had on the system. I kind of grew up, I was hit by a car when I was 5. I spent several months in the hospital. So I grew up with headaches, migraines, I had PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, endometriosis. I had gut issues, not autoimmune issues, thyroid issues. I had a host of health issues. And I was super frustrated because, as many people, especially women, are used to, they would say it's all in your head. I didn't have a menstrual cycle till I was in my late 20s, almost to 30.
Crazy.
At all. So I had hormonal imbalances. I just had a cascade of issues. And so the frustrating part is being told that it's all in your head when you know there's something much more to it than that. Yeah. So I wish I would have known about berberine back then. Berberine, well, I won't quiz you on this because I've quizzed you on this before. So
I had some quiz today. I might have a flashback.
So that's your whole life. For those of you listening in, I do that to the docs that I mentor. I'm always like, pop quiz. Do you keep them on their toes?
Like, so this was hot shot.
So berberine is we look at traditional herbs and plants that have been used for thousands of years before we had actual prescription medications that were used by our ancestors for healing, right? Herbs, food, let food be thy medicine. And berberine is a plant, and it has been used for blood sugar stabilization for centuries, and it rivals. Studies have shown that it rivals things like prescription meds metformin. So it's a great blood sugar stabilizer. It's a great hormonal regulator. The talk in the town these days is GLP-1s and that. So there's a lot of benefits to supporting the underlying biochemistry that we can see. So berberine is a great one, but it doesn't stop there because we just didn't put berberine in there. And the dosage in that berberine was also based on research that's out there that what is kind of that good point of being able to get the benefits that we wanted. So we put 600 milligrams in there, and then we added it with a product called Chromax. And there's some beautiful studies on that, clinical studies on that blend of chromium that it just has a synergistic effect with the berberine. And so we're getting amazing feedback on that product. That's so awesome. People that struggle, with the sugar cravings, the blood sugar drops, those kind of things. And we should probably, Jason.
Yes, ma'am.
We should probably educate, because one of my big educational things is what is that, what we call the 3 a.m. wake up call, that those individuals that are waking up in the middle of the night between 2 and 4. That's why we call it the 3 a.m. wake up call. That's going to average there. And they're waking up and they can't go back to sleep and their mind's going crazy brain, and maybe they've got heart palpitations and everything. That is often a blood sugar drop.
Correct.
And so the adrenal glands, which can lead us right into, I don't know if you have our newest product that just came out.
I don't have a slide for it. I literally just ordered it, but I don't have it yet.
Yeah.
We're so excited.
It's an adrenal adaptogen, because so many people are so stressed out these days. Their adrenal glands that give us that cortisol boost, they're just tapped out. And so blending this nicely with something to support the adrenals, if we're seeing people that are waking up, in that panic, can't go back to sleep. I've had patients, I don't know about you, Jay, but I've had patients that actually have, before they started seeing me, because I try to educate them, but that they've gone to the emergency room thinking they were in a heart attack, right? Because they're waking up and their chest pain and everything like that. And it can often be a blood sugar drop.
And I learned, obviously, I learned from the best. So I'm not going to, I learned this from you, but again, about blood sugar tanking right in the middle of the night. And people are like, yeah, when's my last meal? 7, 8 o'clock if they're lucky, right? Blood sugar tanks, body says, hey, we need more sugar, cortisol spikes, tell the liver to make sugar, right? And even if they don't wake up hungry, right, they're awake. And now that they have anxiety or anything, the cortisol's pumping. Yeah. So actually, I have a question, Monica. Someone asked me, how do you counteract the gastro disturbance that berberine causes? Thank you, Sharon, for the question.
Great question. So usually if I have a person that doesn't tolerate berberine well initially, it can be because berberine also helps support liver,
right?
And it helps support gut, the microbiome, the gut integrity. So sometimes it can be because we have to do other underlying foundation work first. So I would gear more towards something like the tribiotic, a pre and pro and postbiotic to start supporting that gut lining, and then maybe a liver support. The Biologent black seed oil. Amazing. So and that's also amazing for gut support. So I would want to dig a little bit more, support the microbiome a little bit more before I shift into something like this. Yeah. So, and I saw something about restless leg too.
Yes.
Potentially, if that stress axis is so activated, and that's why that's happening.
And if it's so in the cortisol and then they start spiking the norepi, that could be even more of a trigger, right?
Yeah, yeah. Low iron can be associated with restless leg syndrome. what we call acetylcholine. That's another neurotransmitter.
Vagal stuff.
The vagal, that's our, those of you who are listening, I'm big into the vagus nerve. That's been my baby for about 20, 25 years now before it became popular.
Right. You were there.
So I would also, for a restless leg thing, I would look at the black seed oil. I don't know if you want to go over the black seed oil.
Before we jump there, just really quick. So the berberine, like I said, you mentioned, there's a couple things listed here. It does help with cholesterol regulation. It's not just about blood sugar is what it comes down to. Berberine has so many other factors. And like I said, it could affect the microbiome. So maybe, Sharon, what you might be dealing with some die-off possibly or something like that. So again, work on the gut and hopefully the berberine won't be a disturbance.
Yeah, the berberine can be good for people that have, it can kill off bad bacteria.
Right.
So that's why it can be a GI disturbance, is because it's not necessarily all the time a bad thing.
Right.
It's that it's doing its job, but it can be a little bit uncomfortable to do that.
That's what I tell patients when I put on probiotic. I say, if it bothers your belly, don't stop it. Just tell me and we'll worry about how to mitigate that.
Yeah.
So let's go.
And if you're in the area, Dr. Jason is he's brilliant. So go see him because
me up like this. I'm not gonna let you leave the broadcast.
No, you really are, dude. I mentored a lot of doctors I've been doing this a long time. So
on my broadcast today. So, well, she doesn't call me her little bro for nothing.
That's right. We've been hanging around.
If I was dumb, she probably wouldn't want to own me that way.
No. So hopefully that answered. Did I get those questions? Did you guys?
Yeah, we appreciate that.
And the restless leg, I would kind of dive into this. This is, I was so excited about that tribiotic and that psychobiotic and the whole formula, and I spent so much on there. And then I've been on a kick with black seed oil for, I don't know, 10 to 15, a long time. And it's kind of recently, like I said, I've always been kind of a decade ahead of the curveball, right?
Yeah.
And so now I didn't know this because I don't have a lot of time to be on social media. I'm kind of a busy, crazy person. And then I was made aware that this is kind of like all over the place now. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yes.
But here's the kicker. Jason, you have to listen to me to get on this because I get so excited. Like this is just,
I love the excitement.
This is like candy for me. This is like
I love the excitement. Drop a fireworks emojis in the comments below. Let me make sure y'all are with me on that. I'm excited.
This is like my candy store. Like this stuff is like my candy store, right?
I do have it in the office. It's right here in my hand.
Yeah. And you, my friend, were one of the original, before we even officially launched.
Yes.
I was teaching at a neurofeedback conference. And where was I at that time?
You were in Hilton Head with me.
I travel so much. I'm like,
That was Hilton Head.
It was Hilton Head. So yeah, you were the first to get privy to this, and we got such amazing feedback, and I was so stoked. But here's the scoop. Not all things are created equal. And it is actually what is called the thymoquinone extract out of the black seed that is so incredibly important. That's where they're getting the research is showing the medicinal benefits.
Okay.
Is from the thymoquinone extract. So a general black seed oil, although great, it's not necessarily what's giving you that medicinal
aspect.
Finding the results, the active. It's because it's the active ingredient.
Right.
So we did one of the highest extracts that you can do that still holds its integrity.
Okay.
And that's like a 3% thymoquinone extract. And then we blended it with oregano, rosemary, and thyme. So again, I love looking at the whole synergistic approach to taking these molecular structures and how they can support each other. So it's not just an it's a beautiful immune boost, immune defense mechanism. Look, inflammation is the root of most of the evil these days.
Pretty much that mitochondrial function, right?
So it really modulates the immune system, and one of the ways it does is one of my my favorite things is to help support that vagus nerve, or what we call vagal tone,
Right?
because that is that anti-inflammatory pathway of the immune system.
Right.
So that's how it can act as a neuroprotective mechanism. So when you go back to the young lady that was talking about restless leg syndrome, that's us oftentimes is the neural circuits are just going haywire. They're going crazy when we're supposed to be relaxing at night. We're supposed to be down regulating and relaxing, and those neurons just go crazy and start firing. So this pathway helps to activate the brake pedal of our nervous system, the calming neurotransmitter. It's a chemical. Neurotransmitters are brain chemical. So that's why we're seeing some incredible fun stuff with this.
Microglia and all that other stuff, right?
Oh, yeah. And the feedback we're getting, I mean, some of the cases that I'm getting sent to some of the reports back, I'm like, holy cow. It just is it's so warming to my heart, because things I never thought about, but I know the neural mechanism behind them. And it just warms my heart that we're seeing these people getting better.
So just so you all know, we're carefully picking our words this evening, as just so you know, with any kind of supplement, we're not treating, curing, any kind of disease. We are doctors. We're not your doctors necessarily. So please take everything, understand everything we're talking about is based on what's in the research, and we're just showing how research may be helpful in your everyday life, right? Am I saying that the right way?
Yeah, no product is designed to treat or cure XYZ or anything.
Correct.
What we're doing is supporting the biochemistry of the individual person, supporting them from a nutritional standpoint, and thereby allowing really their body to do the work to heal.
The chiropractors don't do anything like that.
No, I know, that's what we've been doing for how many years now.
Right.
So it's all about healing from the inside out.
Correct.
It's all about giving the body what it needs, whether it be a chiropractic adjustment, a physical or mental exercise. Mindfulness, we know, is doing phenomenal things for the brain and the nervous system. And then supporting it from a nutritional standpoint, and allowing the body to do its own, what we call innate healing.
Right. Well, the body knows how to do all that stuff, right? And again,
get out of the way, and it has and there's times when there needs to be higher level medical intervention. But
that's usually when things have gone far off the rails. So it's how do we stop from getting there is our goal, right?
That's our goal. Yeah.
So let's go to your next. By the way, all you guys have any more questions, feel free to drop them in here. And I'm going to go to another product that I can never get my hands on.
Well, we got it in. We got it in, got it out. But I just, we have just a phenomenal team behind the scenes. And thank God they put up with my craziness and my schedule and my weirdness and everything. They've been so amazing. And that's the other thing. It's this team. The team is a supportive team. So I sometimes am running around like a crazy woman, and I don't know what's going on in the back scene because but due to some manufacturer delays and getting raw products, again, I'm being very picky. I'm formulating right now I'm in the middle of formulating a prenatal. And I have been, but no, this is, I hope my partners don't get to the point where they want to put me out to pasture. but I've been very picky on one key ingredient, choline. You know how I love choline.
Yes.
Okay. And during pregnancy, it is
Super important.
one of the most crucial times. So I have gone through, I don't know how many different forms of choline, where to source it from. I know how much I want because I want a higher level
Right.
for a better product.
Because no one has the right levels in their products.
Right. So the same thing as with Daily Core is we're sourcing more raw ingredients from specific sources that sometimes can be hard to get.
Right.
And so we have to wait until we can get those in.
Right. And I kind of threw that in there so you could say that, because this is another reason why I'm really excited about this company, because I know that you're going to be really picky about the source, that this is going to be the most highest quality source you can get. And if that means there may be a little backlog occasionally because you got to get the right stuff, not just settling for something just so you can get it out to the market, makes me, that level of confidence in a product, right? So there's no question about what's in here,
That's what we're shooting for. But, I'm trying to get a very specific, so I'm also doing a mitochondria support, which is mitochondria, the little energy house
every day
of a cell, right? And I want a very specific kind of ginseng. And it's like, what was it? Was it 50 days or something to get it in? Like it's, so these things take time, and I'm learning patience.
Right. So actually I got another question from Sharon. She was saying, out of all the products, if someone had to choose one, what would you suggest? I have a guess of what it would be, but you
Oh gosh.
I'm thinking you're going to say this one, but I could be wrong.
Okay. So, man,
it's like picking which is your favorite style.
Okay, so universally speaking, it'd be a tie between Black Seed Oil and the Tribiotic.
Okay, it's a tie. So it's so.
Man, that was a good question.
So
that was tough on the spot.
And Sharon, we haven't even gotten to like one of the best ones yet, which we'll get to in a minute. But I'll let you finish talking about the multi real quick.
Yeah. Because it is. So it's a multivitamin and multi-mineral. So it's not just a vitamin, it's a mineral blend as well. And then we've got a couple immune boosters in there as well. So it's a total body kind of.
And that's kind of what you want in your multi, right? A nice baseline total body nutritional support.
Yeah. So it's a very robust formula, meaning it's at ratios that are optimal, and it just is a killer deal.
Sharon said, in a perfect world, I'd pop all your pills all day, but LOL reality.
I know, I get it. And you think it's hard. It's hard from my end. Like, yeah.
Next time I'll make her take two.
Yeah.
Well, they're all your babies. It's hard to pick your favorite baby. No one. It is. They have a favorite kid, but you can never tell them that. So.
I know exactly. So I can't negate one or the other.
But this is the one that I was really excited about.
I was. This drove me crazy. This one drove me crazy too, in a good way, because I'm not a spring chicken anymore. And anyway, I'm in my 60s, so it's like, no
one can believe that when they see you either. I still don't believe it.
Oh yeah, just do a close up and
but younger.
We had a class today, right? And we were talking. We did the deep dive into like preconception concerns that where so many people are struggling in the preconception world, and then perimenopause can go on for a decade. Poor women, and can start in your 30s. So can you imagine? You can imagine because you're married, right? You have a female significant other in your life. But my goal when I work with people is I went through menopause pretty, like, I had so many hormonal problems growing up, and I knock on everything that I can, because I was doing so much work on myself from 30 to 50. So I had like a nothing transition. It was crazy.
A lot of women upset right now.
I know, but that's my goal, is to do that with all those that I'm still in practice, right? So that's my goal to do with those that I work with in practice. But it's definitely my goal to give, if I can give that gift to other women out there from this standpoint. So this was another one that this and the adrenal support for women that can be struggling. And even if you're not, they're great supportive measures to kind of keep you steady. Because if you're too stressed out and those adrenals are crashed, it's going to totally affect your hormonal cascade. You can't balance hormones if you don't deal with the stress and the adrenals, right? So these two coming out parallel together was really fun for me. And so I started taking this product, and it was one that took a while to come out. And again, I studied, and the synergistic effect with saffron, chamomile, and fennel. Okay, yes. 3 amazing herbs. And at the levels that we put in there was based off of some good research that I dug into. And so I started taking just one at night, and oh my gosh, I was always a pretty good sleeper, but I wear an Oura ring. If you guys haven't noticed, Jason we all have our little Whoop watches, Oura rings, whatever wearable device if you use one. And I was laughing, but I've been traveling a lot too, right? And I was laughing because before I started taking this, I'd get like a nice try on your sleep, but you haven't been getting enough sleep. I'm like, don't tell me that.
Your Oura ring is mocking you.
Yeah, stop picking on me, But the sleep has been phenomenal. And I talked, today in class, I talked to a couple of the women that are in our group that are in the program. And that's one thing that I'm getting across the board with women, is that their sleep, they have not gotten such a good night's sleep in a long time.
You mentioned you actually we're dreaming a little bit more, not like excessive.
Yeah.
Noticing.
I have not dreamed. I'm in, I don't know how long. And that's one thing I noticed, and not bad dreams, but it's just telling me that I'm getting into that good, restful sleep. But like we can get really nerdy on here, and I don't want to bore all you guys out there, because I can go down. I can go down a rabbit hole like you wouldn't believe. But
no,
but like we talked about today in class, your estrogen levels are going to interfere with your brain chemicals called neurotransmitters. One of them being dopamine.
Yep. And
dopamine helps us stay asleep. It helps us get into a deeper sleep and stay asleep. And that lots of times when you have good levels of dopamine, you don't want it too low or too high, right, but you'll dream more. Not bad dreams, but you'll dream more, and they'll be more vivid and so forth. And I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe because my brain's more alive too. And I had a head injury 3 years ago, and that was really, really scary. So I'm like, my brain's coming even more awake, more alive lately. Since this, and I think this with the tribiotic, because that tribiotic again is hitting that gut brain axis. So right. I'm digging it.
So no, that's awesome, and I can't wait for the adrenal support to come in, because I need that.
I think my partner said that it is going to be here in the next day or two to be ready to ship out.
Yeah, I literally just ordered it like the second I saw it. I just know it'll take a few days to get to me, but I'm excited to bring that in and everything else that I have here. And I have people ready to come in and grab it. Michelle's asking, what's a good supplement to boost milk supply? So she's obsessing about her milk supply because she just had a little fiddle fart 3 months ago.
Oh, congratulations, little boy or girl?
She's a little girl, Adriana.
Oh, cute.
And, so she's adorable. She's doing great, but Michelle thinks too much. She's going to kill me for saying it live. But no, I mean, I have some things we could give her some recommendations. But would you say, again, I mean, hormones, stress, all those things. I mean, obviously, we're not going to use, these are more for postmenopause. And obviously, we went over some strategies today for other phases of women's journey. But, if someone had to take one of these products to maybe mitigate some stuff, I think the cortisol may be more of a helpful thing for something like that.
The adrenal adapt is, that's the big thing is that, everybody's talking about cortisol belly and everything like that. And I learned these things from others and from my partners, because like I said, I'm not on social media that much. And I'm like, and again, sometimes I say, oh, or people will come in and say, I saw da, 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 da. And I'm like, oh, that's so 10 years ago, but I guess it's trending now. So if you're having that cortisol kick, that cortisol belly, the berberine and the adrenal adapt are going to be really big ones.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah. Because you got to keep that blood sugar stable.
Of course. Well, it's always about that. Like, that's why I'm always drinking ketones. It's my answer a lot of times, but let's see if I can get rid of the slideshow for a second. Go back to camera here. Boom. I'm not Dr. Mike.
I got big head.
Change this. Yeah.
I've got big head.
You want to see me that close? So I put a little a link, if anyone hasn't noticed, up in the corner. So if you have any interest, if you're not local or to me and you need to get some biology, there's a little link up there. So also I'm going to do some other shameless plugging for Monika. So as much as many of us who work with her and that she mentors and teaches and helps to go out there and help more people, we like to keep it to ourselves, but we need more people to learn at the foot of the master here. So if anyone's interested in the Academy of Neurodevelopmental Practices, or DMU, Developmental Minds University, which is all her programs, to kind of do a little bit more of what she does, to a level, I don't know, no one's really going to do what Monika does, but to learn some of this great information and be able to treat the patient, not just the gene, right? I'm going to put a link up there. I think I can find it. There's a lot of work here to find all these things here. But where did he put it? Teaching. There it is. There's the link for that right there in the corner. So if you're a doctor or a practitioner out there and want to learn more, it's CE4 chiropractors.com. But other practitioners can do this too, not just chiropractors, right?
Yeah, we need now, we cover from preconception to prenatal, postnatal, PANDA, all those things that we're seeing just through the roof right now. So we need as many practitioners out there that can learn and help us turn the tide. That's our slogan, right? Turning the tide for healthy generations.
Right. And listen, I mean, finally, it's come a little more mainstream with Bobby and Maha and everything else, and trying to help with chronic disease and illness. And no matter what you want to talk about, where it may have started or how it is, we're not every generation is getting sicker in this country, and not from illness, but from chronic disease. And one of the best ways to attack this is to learn how the body works and work with the system. Right, the more we move away from what we're meant to be from a genetic and evolutionary standpoint, the less our bodies will be able to adapt and survive, right? So the more we can bring it back to the source, the better. So what better way to learn to do that and understand how everything works and with the right type of support, right?
Yep. And genes, just so you all know, genes are proteins. They're a protein. It's an enzyme. And so I don't have the best genetic makeup. I did, I looked at my gene profile, and we talk in the program about SNPs or mutations and all these things. And I know that's part of the reason I was so sick for the first 30 years of my life. But you can what we use the term biohack, but genes need a co-pilot. They need an assistant to do their best job. Just like those of us, in the profession or do whatever your work, you need in life, you need a partner to take some of the stress off of you, to help you function to your optimum. And genes require that. They might require magnesium or vitamin C or B2 or whatever. That's why we did the daily core and the prenatal with so many substrates, is because we want to help support the genes so that if they're not working so great, it helps them work and supports them better. So we don't have to be, I have the Alzheimer gene that runs in my family, and I have ancestors that had Alzheimer's and everything. And like, I'm not going there.
Right.
And so I've chosen to my diet, my lifestyle, exercise, red light therapy, getting adjusted. These are all part of my whole paradigm. And
right.
So that's why it's fun to add nutritional supplements.
Right.
To help
it's always about, it's a combination of things. And even, like you said, we mentioned the genes, and they need their co-pilots, their cofactors, right? And you've said this to us all the time. It's not just about the gene, because what if you had a healthy gene but didn't have the co-pilot? Gene's going to function like it's not healthy.
Yeah, it's the same thing, And so that's why I love taking that knowledge that I've been teaching and working with for the last, 30 years and pouring it into this company, because it's, I don't know, maybe it's in a weird way being able to leave a little bit of my legacy somewhere to help somebody.
Well, it helps even more. Well, it also helps us make sure that, because you help us understand the best ways to help the patient, but sometimes finding the right thing to support that is not always out there in the market. So might as well create the market and make it the best version of that thing, so we don't have to worry about, well, this is good, but it has maybe a little more of this than I want, or maybe we don't know where it's sourced from. So we don't have to worry about that with Biogen. It's because you're the CSO, and I can't trust anyone more.
Well, thank you, and that's what we're shooting for. That's what we're shooting for. So yeah, it's my candy store.
So that's me, not you. Hold on. What happened there? I hit buttons. I'm messing stuff up. I was looking for my scroll. There we go. So I'm going to put this on the bottom. So there's where you can follow me on all my socials. And if Monika, if there's anything else you want to add and tell the people out there how they can find you, follow you, learn more about you besides the link I put up there before, for other practitioners out there who want to be as awesome and cool as I am.
Yeah, you just go to Facebook and find the Academy of Neurodevelopmental Practices on Facebook.
Okay.
Again, and then you'll be able to find me from there.
When we're done tonight, when we get the post up there and we clean up, we'll put that in the comments and pin it up top if anyone wants more information. Anyways, any more questions before I let this lovely young lady?
Thanks for hanging out. Thanks, little brother. But seriously, if you're in the area, or not even if you're outside the area, but you need, and you're willing to travel, go see Dr. J.
Yes, if you're on Long Island or New York City, or you want to fly in, or if you're in Idaho, though, Southeast Idaho, you can get on Monika's wait list.
Yeah, I'm at this point. We've got what we call a closed practice. We just
you can't even get on the wait list anymore. So buy her products and talk to me.
And there you go.
Her I don't want to. What's the word I'm looking for? Her apostles. I would say zealots, but that doesn't sound good.
My extended family. How's that?
Yeah, that's better. That's better. Because we'll keep spreading the word. So I really appreciate you, and I thank you so much for taking the time.
Hey, love you, man. Appreciate you, and for you guys out there, thanks for hanging out tonight.
Awesome. And as always, everyone, please share this out. Put it on your page, private message in a post, group. Share it out. Follow us. Like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. And we're looking forward to giving you even more information. And any questions, feel free to let me know. Our Biogen link's up there. And more to come.
More. Oh my gosh, we still got some surprises coming out the rest of this year. So don't.
Well, some of these things came way earlier than I expected. So, because you were saying May, and now it came out in March. I was like,
yeah. So we're starting to book now. Yep.
Right. Monika, thank you so much.
Thanks, you guys. Have a good evening.
Night, hon. And
bye.
Everybody else, I'll give on the old closing thing here. Again, everyone, Dr. Jason Pape, thanks you for showing up. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. comment, share. We look forward to seeing you every week here on our show, and only at the Vitality Center, our one-stop holistic shop. Have a great night, everyone.